Tonight at 5, we're remembering Vincent Buddy Cianci, Providence's longest-serving mayor and one of Rhode Island's best-known and controversial public figures, died this morning at the age of 74.
And we first learned about his death shortly after 10 o'clock this morning. We're told he passed away around 9:40 at Miriam Hospital, where he was taken there last night with stomach pains. Despite recent health problems, including a fainting spell at his official portrait unveiling at Providence City Hall last November, Buddy Cianci's trademark charisma and energy never seemed to waver.
Cianci's legacy looms large over both the capital city and the state of Rhode Island, widely admired for his efforts to revitalize Providence. But Cianci gained national infamy for the scandals that twice forced him from office, especially Operation Plunder Dome, which led to his conviction on a federal racketeering charge. Shortly before he went to prison, Cianci vowed he would be back.
If, time allows, and if things work out, I have no intention of moving out of the city of Providence. Why would I want to move from here? It's the best city in America. Have a great day.
And return he did once he was released, and in 2014 running for a third term as Providence mayor. Despite a large amount of support, Cianci was defeated, though he continued his appearances on radio and TV, where we're told he was taping his weekly show when he was rushed to the hospital last night. We have a team of reporters gathering reaction to Buddy Cianci's life and legacy.
We begin with Target 12 investigator Tim White, who spoke with one of Cianci's longtime friends today.
Mike, Shannon, I met up with former Mayor Joe Paolino a short time after he learned about his good friend Buddy Cianci's passing. In an emotional interview, he tells me what he thinks Cianci's legacy will be.
Heal the wounds that divide all of us.
Once ardent foes.
He would kid and say, Joe Paolino and I were on a last name basis with each other, and we were.
Former Mayor Joe Paolino and Buddy Cianci eventually became close friends. Paolino visited Cianci when he was in federal prison in New Jersey.
We just started connecting a lot of dots, and it was kind of funny, but enjoyable, because adversaries have a very close bond that other people really can't understand.
What do you think his legacy is going to be in the city?
He never stopped caring about Providence. This was his home. He was like the orchestra leader. He was like the head of the symphony, and Providence was his orchestra. And he wanted to see things happen.
Paolino says the Buddy he knew was different from the man in the headlines.
A lot of people didn't know Buddy. They knew the caricature of Buddy Cianci. They knew the amplification of what they wanted to think of what Buddy Cianci was. They didn't see the other side. They weren't with him when his daughter died like I was, and to see how he just broke down. They weren't with him seeing how doting he was as a grandfather to those 3 beautiful grandchildren that he has.
We're back live now. You're looking at the city flag that's wrapped around the pole, which is at half staff here at City Hall. Now, Paolino says he spoke with Cianci's fiancée, Tara Marie Haywood. They got engaged on Christmas Day, and Paolino tells me that his fiancée, Buddy's fiancée, was at the hospital when he passed away. Mike, Shannon?
Tim, obviously it's early, but he passed away this morning. But are you hearing about any funeral plans right now?
Well, Mike, I spoke with Cianci's nephew, Brad Turchetta, and he tells me they're going to be meeting with City Hall officials here in Providence later this evening to talk just about those plans. You have to think, Mike, that they're going to have a service that is large enough to handle a large crowd that wants to pay their respects. But what I can tell you is Brad says that they are going to bury Buddy at St. Anne's Cemetery in Cranston. That is where his late daughter, Nicole, is laid to rest. Mike, Shannon?
All right, Tim White live in Providence. Thank you so much.
Buddy Cianci passed away at 9:40 this morning at Miriam Hospital in Providence at the age of 74.
He was rushed to the hospital last night after suffering stomach pains. At this point, the cause of death is still unknown, but his family tells us they hope to learn more details about what happened later tonight.
Now, we've learned the former mayor will be laid to rest at St. Anne's Cemetery in Cranston. Arrangements are still being planned with the Nardolillo Funeral Home in Cranston.
And tonight, flags are flying at half-staff at Providence City Hall, where Cianci served 2 terms as mayor. First from the mid-70s to 80s, then again from 1991 to 2001. Both times, Cianci was forced to resign due to felony convictions.
All day long, condolences have been pouring in for Cianci, who, despite his criminal record, remained a beloved and polarizing public figure. His popularity due in large part to his larger-than-life personality and his role as chief architect of the Providence Renaissance.
And we have in-depth coverage tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Susan Campbell, Steve Nielsen, and Steph Machado are all standing by with reactions from colleagues, friends, and loved ones.
But we begin with Target 12 investigator Tim White, who has more insight on the man Cianci was away from the cameras.
Like most people, former Mayor Joseph Paolino says he was stunned when he learned about the passing of his friend, Buddy Cianci. He said he spoke to Buddy's fiancée, Tara Marie Haywood, and she says she was at the hospital when Cianci passed away.
He's an iconic individual, you know, larger than life. Walked in a room, everybody knew it was Buddy.
Joe Paolino served as mayor of Providence between Buddy Cianci's two chapters at City Hall. Once political enemies, they grew tight.
We would talk every week, sometimes every day, about the city of Providence. He always wanted to talk about Providence.
Artine Kaloyan was Cianci's former chief of staff at City Hall.
Like everybody else, I was shocked and heartbroken for his family. But I know they can take solace in the fact of his many, many accomplishments that'll live on for a long, long time.
Paolino says that love for the city pushed Cianci to run for mayor again in an unsuccessful bid in 2014.
A lot of times people say, why did Buddy want to run again? I got to say, part of it, I think, is a little vindication to the point where I think he was disappointed in himself that he left the way he left. He wanted to leave on a high level. And he knew that if he was mayor, he had that opportunity to do that again, to do good things for the city of Providence, and to have people realize that he just never stopped caring about the city.
Things work out. I have no intention of moving out of the city of Providence. Why would I want to move from here? It's the best city in America. Have a great day.
Like him or not, it's hard to disagree with the statement that Buddy Cianci was a lifelong cheerleader for this city. Now, as we pointed out, Cianci's nephew tells us that they plan on burying him at St. Anne Cemetery in Cranston. That is where they laid to rest his late daughter, Nicole. Live with the Providence Mobile Newsroom, Tim White, Eyewitness News.